Getting out of the robot. After reaching the comet's inner core, the heroes find themselves in a psychedelic area, with giant familiar heads abound. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Pandemonium 2! Let's hitch a ride on the Zold train inside of a giant mouth. And we're using Fargus this time. And we're getting out of the robot. Nikki is nowhere to be found, unfortunately, but that doesn't really matter. Now, this is the beginning of the weirdness, including treasure acting on its own. Now, there's a couple of reasons I chose Fargus. One is that Fargus is the easiest in order to actually catch the treasure that runs away from you. I'll get to the second reason shortly, but first we have a zombie goon to deal with. The zombie goons are probably the most dangerous enemy in the entire game, and the reason is if you get hit by him, you go all the way down to 1 hit point. I was at full, so he took 15 hits away from me. So you really got to be careful in order to get away from him. Now, of course, I'm doing this because those pieces of treasure run away the minute you step onto the next ledge. Is that Sid over there? Apparently so. Really weird Sid. But anyway, the second reason, which I've actually never noticed, is when you throw Sid in order to pick up treasure, the value of the treasure piece that you pick up doubles. So, for instance, all of these are worth 1. When I pick one up using Sid, I get 2. Greens are worth 10, and purples are worth 50. Something I've actually never noticed. Now, you may be wondering, does that actually affect the treasure rating? Well, I'll actually pick that up later, once it's actually relevant. Whoop! Why did I do that? Okay, let's do this again. But yeah, I never noticed this. Like, here's a purple one right here. Pick it up with Sid. You get 50. So, pretty much this game just gives away lives, and apparently I was able to get down here without it running away. Interesting. And these guys are just creepy. We've actually met them before, actually. Remember back in Puzzlewood with caterpillars? Yeah, the projectiles that the caterpillar shoots are actually these smiley faces, and it's all... It looks really 3D. They pop out at you. Maybe it's just the effect difference, but whatever. Let's get all the way back down here. I want to get every piece of treasure, because every piece of treasure, of course, is vital. Come on. Sid is so dumb sometimes. Okay. There we go. Pick up all the treasure. More of these heads. These heads are a bit annoying. Need that piece of treasure before I move on. Now, in terms of this final area of the game, I'll just say it's the final area of the game. Come on, this is level, I think, 16 overall, including the bosses. Oh, hi. Yeah, I said familiar heads. Well, apparently this is supposed to be Fargus, but in terms of actually the doesn't really look like Fargus. I guess it's closer to Fargus than Nikki, I suppose. Now, ow. That health did nothing. I just want to get through here. But yes, apparently you can just get all the lives you would ever need in terms of actually throwing Sid at treasure. I don't want to go in there. And if you actually notice, the nose is actually a separate entity to the face, because you can actually, if you can get up on top of the nose, you can actually stay up there. It's interesting. Or you can actually touch it and it'll be actually an effect. So now we're in a completely different place with this dude. This dude is actually pretty awesome in terms of just his walking in general. I don't actually have a name for him. All I know is that he's really cool. it looks like he has, like, his fists are clenched when up at his thing, and then he has two mouths for feet. Let's just describe everything here. Now, here is a wonderful fight that I kind of don't approve of, and this is the Wizard Goon. The Wizard Goon is kind of an annoying enemy because you have to defeat them in order to continue on. Wizard Goons, I think, take 6 hits to take down. I think 5. And once you do, the door opens. However, you can't hit them more than once. Actually, that may not be true. I've been able to hit them twice in one go. But every time you hit them, they disappear and teleport to another part of their designated path. And it can be it's more time-consuming than anything. Now, before I continue on, I actually want to go backward and get that lightning jab. Or, sorry, not lightning jab, pump acid! I'm using Fargus. Gotta remember that. Now, one thing I said about the Wizard Goon is that they're kind of time-consuming and annoying. Well, well, if you have the pump acid, which I don't anymore, you are able to just pump them up and take them out, no problem whatsoever. They die the same exact way as every other enemy that is able to be pumped. Away, Wizard Goon. And of course, you don't really know where they're going to pop up, except you do, because you know the general direction of where they're going. And now we get to do more walking. Well, not walking, hanging on walking. And more plants. These plants are really just annoyances and obstacles, more hazards than anything. Don't even know what they are. Alright, nope, I want that. Now, Fargus is actually good here because of his flaming Fargus making us invisible on, the psychedelic goo, I guess. In other cases, like, what we're able to fall into can pretty much be, like, energy or toxic. But here in, like, psychedelia, I believe this area is called psychedelia. Why? I guess because, like, Wikipedia says so. But, yeah, apparently in this area is just... I'm trying to make explanations and I really shouldn't, but that's just a problem with me. Yeah, let's keep going. Alright, this part is kind of an annoyance because it's another Wizgoon barrier. However, it's really annoying because you have to get exactly over them and take them down. You could also use Sid, but I'm not one who's using Sid. And an interesting thing about the Wizgoons is that they actually have 2 attacks with their fireballs. They have their direct fireballs, and they also have a giant spread attack. The spread attack is probably the most deadly because of the amount of directions that they're able to shoot. So you gotta watch out for that. There we go, and there we go. Alright, we can continue on. There's even a Wizgoon gate. Like, there's their head. It's interesting. Now we have to go through... That face is way too happy to eat us. It's like we're going through in a Wonka candy. Well, there we go. That wonderful animation. And there is Zorsha once again. We have to fight her again. She hasn't really gotten any better other than now she can create a platform underneath her. See there, Fireball. But really, this fight isn't so different compared to the last one, other than it's marginally harder to hit her. She still laughs at you. And she still dances fire dance stupid, but ugh. Now I just have to get back up there. It's really annoying. Now, if you think you can fall into that hole in terms of secret, I've not been able to. Usually it's just kind of like you fall in and you die. Luckily, this place is a checkpoint, so it's alright. Stop laughing at me. Now, in terms of this fight, you actually have to defeat her 3 times. And of course, each gets harder. Now she's just bouncing up and down on her platform, and of course her hitbox is tiny. There we go. There. Get a little bit ahead of her, and you should be able to just follow her pattern. And with that, we're done, because your platform disappears and more treasure appears. Let's go! Into the mouth! Into the mouth. Compared to, like, the righteous path, that's pretty accurate. I don't even know if it's righteous anymore. What's righteous about that path, anyways? Hey, look! Eggs! I guess they're getting ready to go on the Zol train. We finally made it to the namesake of this level. Apparently all the eggs are lining up for the train, which is full. But we're missing a conductor. Let's get into our own head and get going. Now this section is a bit, weird. And weird in the fact that you... In fact, it's weird just what I'm doing. There's also chattering teeth. And giant goon heads. Really, your goal is to get to the end of the rail without losing your passengers. You can only take 3 hits because you only have 3 cars. If you lose them, like that... Oh, come on! Really? Alright, I only have 1 hit left. As far as I know, you get no reward for getting all 3 carts to safety. And there we go! That's the end. Oh god, we're getting magically psychedelic, oh my god. And level complete! With 95% treasure. So this brings up 2 interesting things. 1, I don't know where the other 5% are in this level. That and Puzzlewood. Sharing... Actually... They have similarities in both senses. I don't have all of the treasure in both of those levels, and they have happy faces. But the second thing is, I did mention that throwing Sid doubles the value of the treasure. And that's an interesting thing, because value of the treasure does not account for the treasure rating. It's the amount of treasure that you collect in the level. So that's kind of an interesting point. So yeah, that's an interesting part of the treasure, is that value does not account for rating. Now we have made it through the Zol train! Apparently there's... Like, the effect is cool in here, but once you get to the other side, it's just like, not great. The weirdness hasn't ended, though. As you can see, with, tongue and a bug. I think that's a hand. And there's also disembodied eyes. And apparently I have to go lick a toad. Because the next level is called Lick the Toad. You know what? I'm gonna do just that. See you next time, everyone. I'm gonna go get a toad. See you then.